still watching Smart Men's Business on Smart 24. My name is Chantal. Good morning. We are still here with you, and we still have about 15 minutes, and we'll be out of here. So we have Honorable Richard Ssebamala talking about physical planning in Uganda. And when you talk about physical planning, you're talking about things like the drainage systems.
Exactly.
You're talking about things like the quality of our buildings. You are talking about the locations of these particular facilities and stuff like that, and the fact that some of these facilities are not strategically placed. Some of them are wrongly placed.
Exactly.
I'll give you an example of petrol stations that are in residential areas.
Exactly.
Just one of those many examples. But yes, Honorable Richard Ssebamala has something to say to us in terms of physical planning in Uganda.
We have a law that regulates physical planning in Uganda. We not only have a law that regulates physical planning, but we also have the physical planners bill. Actually, it's not yet signed into law, but soon it will be signed into law. These are two things that can help this country be planned so well, or these cities planned very well. However, the political will to give these plans a blessing, to give these cities a blessing, to be well planned, is so small. It's still so small. It is actually almost minimum. The government can come to Parliament and request for a loan for NITA, not that they don't need it, but for 700 million. It can come and get 1,200 billion for electricity. Extending electricity to sub-counties and all those things, rural areas. However, the government on itself cannot come and ask for 100 billion or 200 billion to plan this country. And yet, all these services that they are traveling all over, or that they want to traverse in all the lands, that wherever they are going to have to be planned. Today, you're seeing people raising poles, taking cables. Because there is no plan, in 5 years' time or 3 years' time, you're going to see people digging across roads, cutting through the tarmac, just because they want to take cables elsewhere, because we did not plan in time. The political will is very minimal, because it is very low. That is why you see they do not have money. Since we are not giving the Physical Planning Board money, we are not giving the districts, we are not giving the cities money, they are not recruiting, they are not supervising, they don't even have vehicles. There's nothing they can do. There is an act, there is everything, but these people don't have money. And we have cried to government time and again to give. We, as the Physical Planning Committee, when they brought a budget framework paper, we told them to include 100 billion for physical planning, to which they accepted. The final budget was presented to Parliament and passed without the money for physical planning. We have asked government to come. We have asked government to come with a supplementary budget. They have refused. However, they are comfortable coming up with the NITA-U 700 billion, Power 1,200, and others, which are going to be executed where there is no plan. So I am crying to government. Importantly, we are crying to government that they should have the will to facilitate physical planning in the country. They should give the physical planning activities enough money such that they can recruit and also execute. So we should also, empower the local leaders to know the use of physical planning, right from the LOCs, councillors, LOC3s, mayors, LOC5s. We should empower them to know the use and the need for physical planning and the danger that there is if they do not plan their country, their cities and town councils in time. Kampala having one physical planner per division is so little. It's so little. One physical planner overseeing how many square meters or how many square kilometers in a division. It's very little. We can't be everywhere where there is a somebody has brought a plan, he's a secretary to the physical planning committee. Then the other person is doing illegal construction. The other person has crossed the road. The other one is busy, they have problems with what do they call it? Boundary opening between, two neighbors are quarreling over land. These are issues that are in almost every cell, almost every ward. So there is need to recruit and make this thing broader. There is need for money. There is need for a political will of the councillors in Kampala, because they are actually the key people in this version. There's need for them to to have interest in physical planning, to know which roads should not be crossed, which places industry is supposed to be. I'm wondering, I look at Kololo. Today you find a storied building. This is a place that was designed where an acre, each resident sat on an acre, and not more than 2 stories, or not more than 1 story. Just there. Enough. Quiet, peaceful place. Everyone loved to go there. Today you come from Acacia, you find a mall. After that, you find a bar, you find a line of bars. Then you find the golf course, you find skyscraper somewhere, a hospital down the road, a bank the other side. Then it is completely getting messed up. An embassy on the other side. What is that? To go to the president and ask for money. They have a law, they have a policy, let they go and ask for money. Let they bring a supplementary, let us give them the money. Let they recruit, let they get vehicles, let they execute. Let they go on ground. Physical planning is a hands-on journey, activity. Go to the ground. Get your hands dirty. That is when you're going to see work. Go and, apart from approving plans and stopping illegal constructions and these funny other activities, go down, have a fully-fledged place that is going to design a particular quadrangle. That today or this week, our problem is how to design this thing, this particular, as much as people have built there. Let's redesign this place better. Who do we compensate? Which roads are we going to widen? How are we going to make it? Let this be a model parish or model ward. After this ward, we shall go to the next. From this ward, we shall go to the next. And this should be happening in almost every division of Kampala.
Something interesting that he pointed out, he gave like a live example, a stretch from Bukoto, you're going down, or just those lines, or Acacia.
Yeah.
One, there's an office building, then there is like a stretch of bars, and then there is a hotel, and there is a hospital. And you realize that planning is totally distorted. We don't seem to plan properly for our cities, and now, even talking about the new cities that are being put in place, in my own opinion, these are political cities.
Political in terms of this particular person granted us city status, let's vote them in power. Even the new districts that have been created that are really unnecessary. Arua, during the elections, Arua had 2 Aruas. There was Arua and then Arua City. Arua City.
You understand? Okay. So some of these are driven by political
political interests.
And because of that, they don't have the proper plan for these places. They don't have the picture in mind of how this is going to run. If I wake up in the morning and I'm dividing this studio into 2, without a proper plan of where is the door going to be, how many people can fit inside, and all those things. Where is this particular department going to be? If I don't put all that into consideration and more, I'm definitely going to end up with just names of places that are attached to the word city, and the planning is poor. And that's when you'll be seeing the same things you were saying, hospital next to a bar. You've been to Naguru Hospital. Some of the patients on the weekends, they are in the window enjoying some music of a certain place.
Exactly.
You understand?
You're right about that.
You understand? So
if we don't get to plan for our places properly, we're still going to be having the same problems. And I remember I was having a discussion with Sonko when he was saying, so the new cities that have been created, should we expect that they will get a better outlook and better services compared to Kampala, since the other ones have come later? And the answer was maybe, maybe not. Because if we don't plan for them properly.
Because before we came on air, we were sharing something regarding if the cities, the traditional cities that we've had before are in a sorry state, is it wise to create new cities? Because I believe that's another, that will call for a certain wisdom when it comes to allocating funds where they should be really allocated.
Takes me back to, are they aware of the reasons? Are you sure the reason as to why you think they are creating that city is the same reason they have for creating that city? That's the question. If we have the same answer as they do, maybe we will see the difference between the traditional city and the new cities.
And the new cities, yeah.
Short of that, you're going to be seeing the same thing. Drainage systems, terrible. Roads, terrible. Infrastructure, terrible, literally. And you're going to be looking at buildings in the wrong places. You're going to find petrol stations in residential areas if they have risk factors.
Yeah. Actually, I remember I was having a discussion with somebody who has traveled so many countries, and he told me that the reason as why your city looks the way it looks, the road structure, it's because, for example, do you know that roads, when roads are being constructed, they have there is a weight that should be put on that road.
Yes.
And there are vehicles that are supposed to use specific roads,
and there are those that are not supposed to use them.
But because of lack of a stable planning, you find that what we make is standard, like cutting across. We just do. There is no extra mile getting to understand that actually because of the material, because of the vehicles that are going to use this road, because of the kilograms, the weight
the weight of these cars. Yes.
Yeah. So you find that the roads across the entire city, they are almost in the same. Let me say the material is the same, regardless of what weight
and that is why even after they are worked upon, say they're renovated and stuff, you're still going to find a week or two, the same auto that was there is back.
It's back.
Yes.
You're very right. So it all comes back to, I think, the policymakers should really, like what you said, what is the reason why they're making those cities to be
I've told you, if we have the same reason, and the reason is geared towards development, not anything political, then maybe we should expect that these cities are going to be different from the traditional cities. You can understand for a city like Kampala that back then the systems were different. Some of these buildings are even old, and you're going to find challenges putting them down and stuff. But now cities that have developed in these years, how are you going to convince an ordinary Ugandan that the drainage system is terrible?
Definitely.
How are you going to convince them that the school is next to a bar, that the hospital is next to a bar, that the petrol station is in a residential area? It doesn't make sense.
It doesn't really. It
doesn't. So at this point, this is where we look at the political will to make some of these changes for the good of the Ugandans.
Okay. Well, very
well. Anyways, it's about, if I'm not mistaken, it's about like a minute to the end of the show.
Exactly.
And we are super glad that you get to join us every single morning. That is Monday to Friday. 6:30 in the morning till 10 a.m. And we get to bring to you all matters business. Smart Means Business is the show. My name is Chantal, and today I was with
Andrew Barije.
Thank you for watching, and thank you for being with us. We'll catch up with you tomorrow. Have a very wonderful day.